The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Book Summary. Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning, the not-so-obvious secret guaranteed to transform your life before 8 a.m., argues that the key to improving your life and maximizing your potential is to allocate time to yourself first thing in the morning and going through a specific 6-step routine to get the best you ready for the day ahead. The book has to be approached by examining it in the light of Hal Elrod's own personal journey. Much of earlier sections of The Miracle Morning are concerned with Elrod's trials and tribulations and what he has learned from them. Over the past 10 years, Hal Elrod has established himself as one of the most successful motivational speaker and success coaches in America. But Elrod's earlier backstory is very striking. In 1999, when he was just 20 years of age, Elrod actually temporarily died. He was driving down the highway when a drunk driver crashed head-on into his car while traveling at 70 miles per hour. The remains of the front of Elrod's car afterwards attest to how severe the impact was, and Hal actually temporarily died there in the car, for 6 minutes anyway, which is the length of time doctors later told him his heart had stopped beating for. This was in the hospital sometime later when Elrod came out of the coma he had entered when his heart just about managed to jump back to life in the car wreckage. But these same doctors delivered further depressing news. He had broken 11 different bones in the crash, and the damage was so substantial that they did not think he would ever walk again unaided. Elrod, though, was determined to prove them wrong. Months of intensive therapy and healing later, he was able to start walking, and a few years later, the man who died and came back to life but was told he would never walk again, even ran a 52-mile ultramarathon. So Elrod is speaking from experience when he preaches about bettering one's situation. Elrod's personal struggles led to him embracing the Miracle Morning ethos. At the heart of the Miracle Morning is the idea of setting aside time each morning to develop one's self and preparing one's mind and body for the day, in such a way as to optimize your thought processes and attitudes. First things first, Elrod is clear that you have to get up early in the morning. This is integral to the whole method, as you will need the extra time to dedicate yourself to the routine he outlines before you set about your working day or whatever else you have planned. One of the things Elrod lays special emphasis on is that you need a pre-morning routine to enable you to get out of bed faster and maximize your potential first thing in the morning. This should start the night beforehand by intentionally setting your alarm somewhere on the other side of the room, so that you have to get out of bed to turn it off. Once you are up, hydrate, have a glass of water, and then brush your teeth before washing your face. Now that you are awake and refreshed, you can start on the Miracle Morning Savers routine. This is divided into 6 steps for each letter of Savers. The first is to achieve silence. This should be a purposeful period of silence during which you can center yourself and create an optimum frame of mind for the day ahead. This also has the added bonus of having additional health benefits, from stress reduction to better metabolism. The second step is affirmations, where you try to manage your self-talk. Third is visualizations, where you mentally rehearse your own success in your mind as a preparatory to manifesting these things in the real world. The fourth step is exercise, which will boost your energy levels and concentration. The fifth step is reading, to learn from people who have achieved many things. And then the sixth and final step is scribing, whereby you make it a habit to document your ideas and insights. That, in brief, is Elrod's Miracle Morning routine. There are other key ideas in the Morning Miracle which Elrod seeks to emphasize. The first of these is the idea of not isolating incidences in your life and looking at them in isolation. For Elrod, the things that happen in your life are all part of a holistic whole and are interconnected in some way. And this isn't just about the bigger things, it is also about the small things like your morning routine. If you skip your morning routine of a day, it is going to impact on how you approach everything else that day, so don't do it. And Elrod emphasizes here the fact that if you start convincing yourself every now and then that it is okay to skip your morning routine, you're more than likely going to do the same thing more regularly down the line. In other words, don't start breaking your routine ever. Elrod is also keen to highlight that you don't need to get 8 or 9 hours of sleep in order to wake rested. Here, Elrod argues that our perception of how much rest we need is intrinsically tied to our brain and what we tell ourselves. If you know you are only going to get 5 hours sleep and you go to bed with the belief that you will wake tired and groggy, then you probably will. But if you approach only getting 5 hours sleep with a positive feeling about how you will be rested in the morning, you will wake feeling much more rested. Elrod experimented with doing this for some time and believes that how rested or tired you feel in the morning really is considerably impacted on by what you tell yourself the previous night. What Elrod is seeking to convey here is the belief that your mind really does have the power over your body, so you should use it. And that's it in a nutshell. Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning, a book of ideas of which seem simple, but which may transform your mornings, your attitude towards the day, and your life.